Today's Just for Today is about meeting the day's challenges and asking my higher power to help me with that. That's something that I practice daily now. I used to only pray that I wouldn't get loaded. And then I would pray that I'd make it through the day. Well, I guess I did do that. Because I got loaded over the weekend or whatever. But now it's turned into something different. Like, I pray to be professional, and I pray to not have sin in my mind and in my heart. I pray for these things, and I pray for other people. Usually when I do my prayers, it's kind of a routine I have. I pray for certain people, my father, even people I don't talk to anymore. And then I pray, the first thing I pray is for the still suffering addict out there struggling. May they find their way. And then I go through a series of praying for other people. And then I go and pray that I can be the best me I possibly can today. I pray to be able to provide. And then I give thanks. That's kind of my routine. And it's just been something I've been doing for years now. Even when I was getting loaded, I was doing that. But just in a different way. But to meet the day's challenges, every day has a set of challenges. A lot of them I don't know how they're going to unfold. And then it goes into the night, and then I have those challenges now. What life would be like if it had no challenges. God, it sounds good, right? It does sound good to not have any challenges, right? But that's not the case. Life is full of them. A lot of them are inside my head. A lot of them I can't control. Not the ones in my head, but people, places, and things. What somebody's thinking about me. What somebody might be saying about me. And I was about to say, I used to worry about that so much. I used to worry about that more than I worry about it now. I still worry about that. There's a character defect in that. Worrying about what people are thinking. There's a solution to that. Whatever somebody's thinking about me is none of my business. Whatever somebody's thinking is none of my business. Unless they speak to me directly, it's none of my business. And then when they speak to me directly, I have a couple things I need to do. Well, one, be impeccable with my word when I'm talking to them. The other is to not assume anything. And the next is to not take it personally. And then the last is to do my best with whatever information I get. I fail at these all the time, except for the well, no. I think I've done a really good job at being impeccable with my word to myself and to others, regardless of what anybody wants to say. I heard the most wonderful thing in a meeting, and this isn't going to blow any anonymity. Somebody said, get a sponsor or you're going to get loaded. And if you don't like what I said and you end up getting loaded, you can fucking have a resentment towards me. I'm going to do just fine. And I thought that was just something very interesting. I worry about people having resentments towards me. The bottom line is, if I focus on me, my recovery, and the things I need to do, in the mix of all of that, I probably will end up having that. I'll make mistakes, and there's people out there right now probably holding resentments against me. And needing to find out who, where, what they're saying, and what they're thinking, That's insanity. It's never worked out for me. All it's done is given me either resentments, fear, anger, or I got loaded. Kind of in that series of things. But being able to live life on life's terms and do the best I possibly can with everything I have to work with, and try not to future trip too hard, try not to live in the past too much, which I've been doing a lot of, but like I haven't been doing a lot of it like deep into the past, so I'm really grateful for that. I mean, I guess if I had to reflect, I'm not back into 2 years ago. This is just some other stuff, which is actually pretty interesting if I think about it, because it's taken me away from hating myself and living in all that shame from what I was doing. It's interesting how my higher power can provide me some stuff, and I don't realize what's going on, but at the time, it's the most important thing in the world right now. This. So forget about all this other stuff. This right here is super important. Like the things that are super important, let's go into that. Let's look at that. Let me break that down as like a spot check inventory. Making sure my kids are fed, making sure there's food, super important. Making sure I show up to work on time, super important. Making sure that my kids get off to school on time and clean, super important. Making sure I take care of my body, myself, super important. Making sure that I make my meetings and communicate with my sponsor more often than I have been, although I talked to him today, super important. Making sure I don't get loaded, the most important. Connecting with my higher power, super important. Making sure I can provide for my family, my kids. I've got a lot of them at the house. Being able to pay these bills, super important. It's up there in the top 3, if not number 2. If I combine my higher power and my recovery, number 2 is providing. So where does me worrying about what somebody might be thinking of me sit on the list of super important? No matter who it is. Because I've put that over certain areas of my life that are super important. And I have to remind myself that, okay, maybe what I need to do is be like, okay, on a scale of the things that are super important that I gotta handle, what number is this? And I'll just sum up all of my bills as one thing. That way I give it a chance, right? That way it's not number 146, right? So I'll give it a fair chance. All my bills, right? Paying all my bills, cleaning the house, right? Spending quality time with my kids. So when I put these and I number them as very super important to very important to important to need to do, to want, right? What category does me worrying about somebody who doesn't want to reach out to me anymore, what category is that in? What category is where somebody is thinking negative about me? What category is that in? That's got to sit below that other one, but maybe. Or maybe if I sum up all my bills and put them together, maybe I can sum up what other people think, feel, or say about me as one, right? Since I'm going to bundle things up. And if that's the case, is it in my top 10 of super important? Is it up there with eating? And is it up there with You know what I mean. I recategorize everything when it's happening, and all of a sudden, recovery, and then what he said, or what she said, or what they did. So my house is still getting in order, right? And there's still a lot to do, but there's a lot that's happened, and it's slowly but surely getting in order, right? Backyard I got to work on next week. That's got to be a priority. I'm going to do a dump run next week, so hopefully that just clears out a lot of things. But the reason I'm bringing this up with the context of this, what I'm saying is, there are things in my house that are mine. I don't have to put that on somebody else, that I haven't touched in, like, I don't know, months. Right? We'll say months, because that's actually relevant. So I haven't touched them in months. Right? I haven't seen them. I haven't touched them. I haven't said, oh no, I need this. Right? So my philosophy is, if you haven't used it in a while, then you probably don't need it. Right? And if I'm going to use that if I'm going to use that philosophy, there we go. If I'm going to use that philosophy in terms of items in the house, which are just a thing, then maybe I can utilize that same technique in terms of what's been going on with me. You know, if I'm struggling over a person that hasn't talked to me in a long time, you know, where they haven't said, hey, it's me, hello. How important, am I hoarding this person? Am I hoarding this situation? You know, and I can go and say that, well, you know, I can go and say that I want to keep this particular thing. But is it helping or is it hurting me? I'll do the whole, like, everything's happening exactly the way it was supposed to. Everything is happening exactly the way it is happening. I can use that. But maybe it all happened, so it led me to this right now. Maybe what I need to start asking myself is it helping or is it hurting? And if it's not doing the helping thing, and I'm not going to rationalize it, right? I just got to say it's helping me or it's hurting me. I don't have to say why, because I'll rationalize some bad behaviors to turn them into the helping category. Oh yeah, it's got me going to the gym even more. I don't know if that's helping me. Maybe. No, it's not. The intention of going to the gym should be to be healthy, not to, you know. So anyways, so is it helping or is it hurting? And then I can say, why is it hurting? Why is it helping? Right? But first I have to say, is it helping or is it hurting? And then I got to ask myself, after all of that, do I need it? And where on the level of important is it? Because if, let's say it is important. Let's say this situation is super important. I can keep it, but I got to say, okay, well, if it's number 13, then I can't get to it until I get 12 of the items handled. And then if it's that important where I can get to it, then I'll get to it. But if I start prioritizing it over number 6 or number 7, you know, like washing the kids, then it's hurting, not helping. And so maybe I can try that. This is a call myself out. Let's, you know, this is good. And maybe that's what I need to do. Some things we just don't want to let go of because we hope, there's this grain of hope that they might go back to the way they once were. And the bottom line is this for me: nothing with enough distance and enough time will ever go back to the way it was. After all that's been said, all that's been done, it won't. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't become something different, awesome, but it won't be what it was. What it was unhealthy anyways. For either this person or me. And that's how I've got to look at other things that are going to come in my life. That way I can live and be in the moment instead of being stuck in the past or the future. Well, good start to today. I've got till Saturday to sell 10 cars. Wish me luck. Love you. You're wanted, needed, and loved. And if you haven't heard this today, you're amazing.